Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Uh, it's the first time I'm streaming as an affiliated Twitch streamer. Woo! Uh, we got another game of Nickel City X-Wing here today, uh, between the Headhunters and the Punishers. First up, representing the Headhunters. It's Matt. And representing the Punishers,
Your punishment's alive.
it's Chris. Or Christian. I should have asked him what he wanted to go by. Um, but his Discord name says Chris. So we're going with Chris. They're just playing a chance engagement. So they're going to shoot each other a lot and score points by shooting each other. So it should be a fun time. Um, Apologies in advance if there's a random disconnect. I decided to join off of them because they're both European and I am very much not European. Um, so I figured if I disconnect, it doesn't affect the game state, it doesn't affect progression of play, it doesn't affect anything like that. They can keep playing, and whatever we miss on the stream, we miss on the stream. Um, so I'm very close to figuring out how to get betting to work. Apparently, I need to do something on um, OBS, but I can't figure out how to do it on OBS, so I might just stream on Streamlabs for a while and go from there. So, um, two very interesting, well, no, yeah, I mean, two very interesting lists overall. Um, Matt electing to bring Blackout and Recoil with Gideon and two TIE FOs. And Chris with probably one of the more expected lists with CIS right now. The big point of note being DIS T81 instead of Cad Bane. So it looks like he's going to try to flank with DIS, which I'm open to a change of pace with the not Cad Bane. And what's really cool, I just noticed, is both players are using their faction um, faction token, or not faction tokens, team tokens, um, and it looks like team dials for Chris, um, and his uh, dirge seems to be painted. So all very cool things. I really need to figure out how to do that for next season. But I appreciate y'all being around on this Tuesday afternoon, uh, Tuesday evening if you're in the UK, um, or Europe, I should say, or Tuesday morning, night for our friends from New Zealand. Um, so it should be a good one. I know I'm just sort of vamping for time. Uh, yeah, it looks like dials are set. Let me just see if they said anything. Okay, they haven't said anything. So I guess they're just okay. It seems like we are on our way. And Chris seems to be the first player. So after my stream today, um, which 75 minutes, about 4:30, we got a little break, and then we go to Nickel City's stream. Um, I think Greg is still looking for a game one, so get in there, play a game one. If Greg can't find a game, then I'll sign up. Good evening. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh no, the droid is on the rock. I have that same reaction every time. 311 in 311's place to be. Uh, T81 going relatively fast. Let me actually so I can see what maneuvers they're doing. Uh, I apologize. There we go. So T81 did a 5 straight boost, calculate. Grievous also did a 5 straight boost. Don't think gonna focus. And the first of many target, well, not first of many target locks, but I believe, interesting thing of note, that Gideon can, because he has Hux, coordinate a coordinate the silencer there, and then spend the lock on the other side. Am I understanding how Hux works correctly? Let's double check Hux, because Hux is a weird one that we don't really see often. While you perform a white coordinate, you may treat it as red. If you do, you make okay. So yeah, he could spend the lock on recoil to coordinate up there, and then coordinate blackout. That's interesting. I kind of like that. Oh, not a problem. I honestly enjoy it. Um, as I said earlier, this is a part of the Nickel City Draft League. So Greg, who runs it, was out of town last week or 2 weeks ago now. I stepped in, grabbed a bunch of games. I had fun doing it. So I'm going to be streaming whatever games are presented to me for the Nickel City X-Wing League. Um, and when 312 rolls around, I'll stream 312, the 312 team league. And I'm also going to be streaming the Top Gun League, one of the newer leagues in the online X-Wing community. So I'm getting so many games out there, but no, I think streaming, um, aside from just playing the game, keeping the game alive, showing the world that hey, it's still relevant, it's still being played, will keep this game alive. So having streamers still stream the game, talk about the game, be excited about the game, um, will keep this game alive since our good friends decided that they were no longer going to support the game. Um, so yeah, long-winded way of saying long-winded way of saying I'm glad I'm able to stream, and I'm glad these players let me stream. I am also, I guess, glad that I was up at 1:30 in the morning when they asked. So, um, yeah, I mean, I love Star Wars. We all need Star Wars. Well, not need, but we all love Star Wars. We all love this game. So, yeah, let's keep it alive. I've been working on custom ships too, just for fun. Because I think XWA has said that they might do ships, but they have to talk, I think, with Lucasfilm to get it approved and things like that. But yeah, I mean they're making new scenarios and they are doing what they can to keep this game alive. And I don't think we're going down without a fight. But we're on to round two. And I think if I saw it correctly, I think Recoil just did, or not Recoil, Blackout. And yeah, after some technical difficulties, it seems we're back. Um, gonna start the timer again. Did I start the timer for them? I did not. Okay. Okay, so we got there, we figured it out, we're gonna keep going. If it happens again, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Nah, I won't be disappointed. Um, so the TIE fighters are just flying straight, which I'm not a fan of the TIE fighters going there. I'm gonna be honest, but and Gideon right behind him. Do you coordinate and evade to the two of them? Uh, Coordinating target locks, which sure, I don't hate it. They don't get a disarm, they get a stress. Let me unmute myself on Discord. I think Grievous and DIS are gonna go down after Recoil here. Yep, and Hux is going to stress everyone. Three straight from recoil. That's right, I need to change the colors. Yeah, I was going to say, if you target lock anyone, you target lock Gideon. Get Gideon off the board early. DIS coming around. Yeah, I don't think Blackout likes that too much. Especially with an outmaneuver shot. So Matt could lose a TIE fighter and Gideon if all the dice fall in place and all that. Oh, this is off center. I apologize. Very unprofessional of me. Oh, Grievous. Okay. So DIS is just out there by himself. Grievous, Grievous going into the fire. And yeah, these TIE fighters and Gideon are kind of killboxed here, if I'm being honest. But just a focus from Blackout. And Dirge probably just... Oh, Dirge could barrel roll? I don't think you barrel roll. Well, he's not stressed. He's going to evade with Dirge. So, a proton rocket from recoil is likely to happen, but I guess we'll see what happens. So first up should be Blackout. Shooting range 1 at DIS. But I think we're just looking for start of engagement triggers. Okay, so Blackout shoots first, range 1 into DIS. And if I know anything about these Tri-Fighters, this Tri-Fighter will either never die or die immediately. And 2 hits, 2 crits. I mean, you're guaranteed 1 evade. And yep, there goes DIS. Unless you spend the calculate and the focus, or the calculate and the evade. Rerolling 2 dice. Okay. From... Yeah, it takes 2 strains, spends the evade, so only takes a crit. Okay. Interesting. And the crit is a panicked pilot. So, never taken in action again. But that's pretty big, taking a range 1 shot, and yeah. So, now we got Dirge shooting the red TIE fighter, which is... Yeah, that's the right choice. Because Bullseye, Synced Laser, hit crit into red, and red might not be able to spend anything here. Why is he only rolling 3? Oh, because he's still calculating. Uh, he's gonna take two or take one. So that's one on the shields of red. Which, hey, it could be worse. So we have a proton rocket being fired. Oh, you hate to see that. No way to stop it, no way to prevent it. It's just going to be two hits. Plus side is you're not getting shot if you recoil, but and he evaded, so no damage into Dirge. You hate to see it. Gideon does get to shoot now. Only two dice. Yeah, I'd start shooting at 404. 404 is not damaged though, so you're not getting any sort of mods. For nothing. Oof. And now it's the Separatists shooting. Gonna shoot range 3 obstructed. Outmaneuvered. But, so it should be 3v3. And one hit. So the dice have not really been good for either player. Gonna take two depletes to reroll. And it gets a little better. So two hits into Gideon. And Gideon's only gonna take one. So little pot shots. Now the shot that matters. A plasma torpedo into Gideon. Well, I shouldn't have said anything about the dice. Hit crit into Gideon. So Gideon is going to lose a shield and take all that damage. So shield goes first and takes 3 damage. And that's half points on Gideon. So hit, and the crit is a wounded pilot. So Gideon down to 2, and Grievous still has a shot. So this could be the end of Gideon. With that focus, Gideon needs a miracle. Gideon's only taken 1, so Gideon is alive on 1. But he's probably going to take an energy shell charge to the face. No shot from the HMP, which is pretty big. So now these TIE fighters get some revenge shots. Range 2, I would say range 2 to the hyena, right? Yeah, because that's what you have locked. Spend the focus, 2 hits in the 404. And 404 gets out of it. I streamer cursed the dice, I'm sorry. So red this time, fire control. And spends for 2 hits. And 2 evades for 404. Okay, so Gideon will get one more turn. So do you just energy shell? Gonna shoot at red and gonna energy shell charge red. So 3v3. And that's not good. That's just a crit in the red. And red takes a shield. So that shield upgrade coming in clutch there. And it's going to be 3-1. Matt not looking too well. I can't even really say Matt's not looking good. Sure, Gideon is down pretty hard, but you got Blackout on the side that's probably going to get out of the way of DIS and be able to chase DIS. Recoil didn't really do much, but Recoil is going to be able to, hunt down from behind. But it's going to have to be, you know, Recoil and Blackout versus this entire list if Matt's not careful. So, what does DIS T81 do to stay alive? I don't think T81 stays alive here. But Matt is first player. I was listening to the two of them talk, and Matt's not typically not a Republic, first order player. Um, Interesting. So the red one didn't bump, but the yellow one did, which is the nubs. The nubs. But yeah, Matt was saying that he's not really a first order player, and I think Chris said he's not really a CIS player either. That he's more of I can't quite remember, but I think they both said uh, Chris is more of a scum player and Matt is more of a resistance player, I think, or Republic. I can't quite remember, but Yeah, they're playing factions they're not 100% comfortable with. So kudos to them for trying new factions. I would just focus with Gideon. Yeah, and then you roll for wounded, and if you're stressed, oh well. So Gideon is stressed. Being on one hold does that to you. And Recoil coming in wants to make sure he gets a shot. Question is, does 404 purposely bump to line up that second plasma, or does 404 just jump over and say, I'm taking the range one no matter what? I wouldn't hate that. Thinking about something. Alright, there's 404 just gonna take a range one. I think, if I remember correctly, 404 is just gonna take a damage from this. Let's double check. After the attack hits, suffer a crit. So you almost want to kill, yeah, you almost want Grievous to come in and kill Gideon, so that 404 doesn't take a damage. He's gonna barrel roll with Grievous, which I don't hate, because Gideon is gonna get a shot before he dies. And that's a friendly bump. Uh, no damage though, but is gonna clear a deplete, a strain, and a stress. So the little tri-fighter that could, I would say. And now I wouldn't hate a hard one to the left for Blackout. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah, just focus and blow up that tri-fighter and barrel roll out of the asteroid next round. Uh, okay, a bump from Dirge. It sucks because you're now range 1 instead of range 0 of red, which is what you kind of wanted. But yeah, and he's gonna stress focus, which if you're trying to get the kill on Gideon and get the initiative kill, then yeah. All right, so we're going to Blackout first. And Blackout, who do you shoot at if you're Blackout? Yeah, I mean it's going to be 4v2, so you get DIS off the board, and it's going to be 3 into DIS. And DIS is dead. Rerolling. Never mind, DIS takes 1. This little tri-fighter just will not die. Alright, going range 1 into red here. And unless he natties out... Alright, gonna take 2 minimum. If it's a direct hit, then red is dead. And it's another wounded pilot. It doesn't appear like doesn't appear that Sam's in the chat anymore. But yeah, recoil range 1. 3 hits in the 404, and 404 is going to take 2. And Gideon gets rerolls on the 404, so you shoot 404, I'm pretty sure. If I remember correctly. Oh, no, you get an extra die, so... Yeah, shoot 404, why not? See if, yeah, 3 hits. And 404 takes 2. So now if 404 does a range 1 shot, then 404 is dead. And it's all tied up here. True, he could have, yeah. I don't think he realized, I think people think network calculations, you can only calculate or spend the calculate from other ships with network calculations. Um, at least I thought that for a while. Until it was taught to me. But yeah, he might not have thought about that. It's a very niche thing. But Gideon does die. And now we have a 2v3 into red. Oof. Should it not be 3 dice? I am Chris, captain of the Berserkers. Oh, okay. Just we'll wait. We'll wait. It's my. I'm not used to having ads, so this is new for me. So that's 2 hits into recoil, or not recoil, blackout. That's not good. Don't shoot at Dirge. Shoot at 311. Dirge is a trap. Nah, honestly, both of these shots are good shots. Okay, sure thing, Liam. Uh, my name is Chris. I'm the captain of the Berserkers for Nickel City X-Wing. Um, just some random guy from New Jersey who likes X-Wing. So that's me. But 311 gonna shoot range one now. Totally valid. Uh, the no worries. Yeah, like TLDR for the name is I like Wookiees. I think the quote "Let the Wookiee win" is funny. So that's it. That's the whole backstory. But 5 to 9 after round round three, and Matt's not in a great spot, but he's got a lot of ships that are bleeding, so he just needs to pop a couple ships, and then I think he's fine. He also can't afford to take damage like he did from Blackout, but I don't know where this yellow TIE fighter goes. But like I said last round, it's going to be up to these silencers to do a lot of the heavy lifting. I actually don't know if Grievous does the one hard here. Yeah, so it looks like Grievous is gonna hit that rock too. Maybe the hard one fits thinking about it, but do you want to stay stressed with Grievous? Yeah, one hard. I agree. I think the one hard fits, but do you want to stay stressed? That's the. Ah, true. Yeah, you're General Grievous, and who are you gonna get shot at by? Recoil, like Recoil, who spent the proton rocket, so it doesn't have the proton rocket anymore. I'm just surprised that this Tri-Fighter is still alive, of all things. But Matt is first player again. So I guess we'll see what happens. Yes, it's a stress and two strain. Um, the Tri-Fighter, uh, let me just bring up the card. Um, so while you defend or perform an attack, you can re-roll any number of dice. And then if it's defending, you gain strain for each die re-rolled. If attacking, gain a deplete. So he's uh, just been taking strains up the butt to stay alive. Interesting choice from T81, or not T81, 311. Oh, and the TIE fighter went the other direction. I don't hate that. You're probably not going to get shot this round now. I actually don't see T81 a lot, so I didn't know what to think of T81. but seeing how survivable it's been on the rerolls and whatnot, I don't think it's a bad chip for 4 points. I mean, obviously you'd like Cad Bane, but it could be, a somewhat decent replacement for Dirge. Actually, who am I kidding? It's not. But 404 just gonna sit on a debris field and hope. And again, losing 404 isn't too bad. Well, Grievous, yeah, Grievous cleared. I think you're right. Yeah, that outmaneuver, re-rolls, sort of thing. Yeah, I agree. It's probably the only playable. Well, you could make an argument for Dooku, um, but of the droids, yeah, T-81 is probably the only playable piece. Nowadays, yeah, nowadays thinking about it, that Dooku is not playable. Um, but back in the day, um, yeah, uh, Dooku, um, Dooku was playable. 3.5 hours, no problem. Oh, not Cad, Dirge. Dirge is gonna target lock. Okay, not good for Blackout here, but Blackout needs to get that kill. And that's exactly who Blackout's going to go for. So there is going to be at least one evade. So you not want... Well, you're going to re-roll your 3 dice. You need 2 more paint. Oh, the dice for Matt have not been good. So 1 hit and this little tri-fighter is going to get out of it. Doesn't even need to re-roll, doesn't need to do anything. And now Blackout's about to get lit up. 3v3. And Blackout re-rolling with the target lock. And it's 2 hits and a crit in the Blackout. So Blackout needs paint. Gonna take 2. So hit crit. And it's a disabled power regulator. And losing Blackout would be a major loss. Well, now you got to shoot 404. You have to take 404 off the board. You don't want to think about 404. Oh yeah, I think I was looking at List Fortress and I saw you won. Uh, oh yeah, and Tim posted about it too. So congratulations, Liam. All right, 404 is off the board. I think you're the first first ever XWA sector champion or something like that, whatever it's called. So take that with you. Unless they played one somewhere else. I don't know. You're the first one I've heard of, so. 2 hits into yellow. Ah, Chris Burnett won the weekend before. Okay, well, then you can say you're the second ever. Close enough, you know? 3 hits into yellow. Man, these rerolls for Chris have been really good. And yellow's gonna take 3. I mean, yeah, you just shoot at yellow to try to take yellow off the board. Ah, okay, third, but even still. Gonna take a crit in yellow. So unless it's a direct, yellow is still alive. And it's a hull breach, so it's a crit that doesn't matter. Gonna shoot at a blackout here though. So it looks like this game is slowly coming to an end. Oh, did you beat up on a new player on stream? Hey, we all have to get humbled. So, or oh geez, 23 to 4. I I I want to say that we need a humbling, but nah, I think the best way to learn the game, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but the best way to learn the game is to just get your ass like absolutely handed to you, and then talk through the mistakes made, what you did wrong, what you did right, and yeah, I mean, one of my first games I got destroyed. I think it was um, at least in 1.0. I lost 100 to like 20 or 100 to 15, and I was told what my mistakes were, and since then like I don't list build for thematics. I list build for efficiency, and I learned I I lost quite a few games in 2.0 200 to 0. So I I've been on the receiving end quite a bit of that. But no, yeah, for new players it's honestly it's just learning like what works, what doesn't. Just because something can doesn't mean something should. Um, things like that. And that's something I'd like to do with these streams is like if we get new players, I want to be able to talk with them and just explain like some things they can do, some things they shouldn't do, list building, choices that the players make, that sort of thing, just to, you know, get them involved too, type of thing. Well, not get them involved, but like, yeah, like I'm not the best X-Wing player, but explaining like why choices were made for certain lists and stuff, I can at least say. So, yeah, big victory to teach and a big loss to learn. 100%. Even close games. Like I think I've learned more in a game I lost 20 to 19 than I did in a game where I lost 20 to 0. Um, which I will still give kudos to Austin, um, who beat me 20 to 0 earlier this season, but I did not learn much from that game other than I should never play Gorin Swarms ever again. So, totally valid. After this game, uh, if you want to, you know, talk about this game, we can talk about it. Um, and if Liam's saying you're good, then you're probably a good player. Nah, you UK guys are amazing. I've only played against in person anyway. I've only played against a couple of you or a couple folks from the UK down in Dark Sphere, London, back in 2019, and got my ass absolutely handed to me. But I learned a lot and I had some fun. So yeah, you want to keep the pressure on with the HMP, but I think he was just I think he thinks he can just clean up with the rest of these ships. Who knows? Yeah, especially with that 5K from Dirge. It is going to be very hard. Not a problem. Thanks for stopping by. And hopefully I can get some more games on stream. Uh, when you're around anyway. 3 hits in the blackout and blackout's dead. Yeah, blackout's dice have not been very good. Um, honestly, if I'm Chris, I'm just putting my shots in the recoil. I'm not even worried about. Well, no. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure who you shoot at here. Recoil, I think, shoots at 311. Gonna shoot at Grievous, which wouldn't be my first choice, but hey, two hits, honestly. Yeah, gets the shields off of Grievous. Has the range one in recoil. And I think if you pop 3 damage into recoil, then you're Looking pretty good. Yeah, why not? You've taken depletes the rest of the game. Sure, take 3 depletes. So he's going to take 3 depletes and re-roll 3 dice. And hit crit into recoil. And recoil only going to take a shield. Okay, gonna go to the TIE Fighter, who I forgot was on 1 hull. Uh, Gotta check for arc. Grievous is not an arc, so yeah, you get to re-roll those 2 dice. And hit crit into yellow. Yellow needs paint. And yellow is gonna go down. So it's going to be 19-9. Oh, yellow had an evade. Okay. Well, I thought it was a focus. So yellow gets to live. So 17-9. And it's not looking good for Matt, but I've seen stranger things happen. So yeah, we're just sitting, chilling, waiting, seeing what happens. I don't think I see a world where Matt wins. Um, Step 1, kill T81. Step 2, kill 311. That gets you 4 points. Brings you up to 13. You, yeah. So, and you can't lose any points the rest of the game. So there's a world, not a likely one, but a world. And I guess we'll see what happens. I really don't think Matt made very many mistakes in terms of maneuvering. Um, the dice were just not there. Hard one from yellow. Gonna evade. Safe play. Uh, the HMP just chilling. So I think looking at this list, your goal should try to take off the HMP. Um, because the HMP, while only 3 points, does a lot for the list, and then you want to worry about everything else. I don't think Grievous really needs to do anything. Yeah. And then Dirge just bumps, and that's probably where you focus if you're worried about anything. But Dirge isn't damaged either, so yeah. So I would say right at the end here is where Matt made not many, but some mistakes. But well, two and a crit and a yellow. Okay, so what Liam says is you can't take damage if you remove the big guns. Your primary targets are T-81, 404, and Grievous, providing you're in his arc. That's also a major choice as well. Um, oh, hey, well, two shields into Dirge. Hushed, I am not playing, so I guess I'm winning, but um, yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess I think kill the support piece. But you're probably right. But that is going to be the game. Uh, yeah, you need multiple shots on the same target. Yeah. Thank you, Hushed. You're my first subscriber. Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, you need multiple shots on the same target each turn. Yeah. So